I've flown a couple of small things this morning. This guy's more of a big boy by my standards. It's another Cub. It's basically the military version of the J3 Cub, the Grasshopper, the Piper J3 Grasshopper, which is just a military version of the Cub. And this version, I bought this from a swap meet. This is another swap meet acquisition. Got the Droneview camera on the tail, and we'll turn the Droneview on for some recording. Let's try and turn the Droneview on now then, which we do via the wireless from the tablet. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Droneview should be recording now. The HobbyKing sell this. It's called HobbyKing sell it. They just call it the 1400mm Grasshopper, and I believe they sell an even bigger version as well.
Throttle cut off. Throttle cut on.
Various other people sell it. General Hobby used to sell it. I've seen it called various things. I think most commonly it's sometimes called the Starmax Grasshopper, and I've also seen it sold under the brand name BlitzRC. It's obviously not great for the dynamics of the plane, I suppose, having all this tape on the tail and whatever. But I would hope a plane as large as this can stand it okay. And it's heavy. This thing is heavy. It's a foamy, but I have never weighed it, but it weighs a good bit. It's not a light plane. It's like the sort of plane you pick up and you're shocked by how heavy it is. It weighs. No flaps, don't really need them on a Cub. Okay. They say to fly, well, HobbyKing anyway, say to fly with a 4-cell. And that would be a bit excessive, I would have thought. I've got a 3200 3-cell basically as far forward in the battery compartment as it will go. I bought it sort of plug and play. I bought it all set up and ready to go, but with no receiver in. I mean, yes, it wouldn't hurt to have a bit more power, but I try to avoid using 4 cells. In fact, I don't own any 4 cells. Of course, he's out of trim. Because of the camera, he's tending to go up a bit, but I suppose I could try and retrim for cameras, but I usually don't retrim when I put a camera on because, you know, it's just for the one flight. I'm not going to fly the thing with the camera on all the time. And with a plane this size, you know, that's about a 1-ounce camera. I've got lighter ones as well. The little EFC 721 is about half an ounce. But he definitely is tending to go up a bit, well, which is natural because I had him trimmed and balanced. I've got his center of gravity about where I said to have it, and I've got him trimmed the way I had him before, and he flies like a Cub, pretty much. Weighs a heck of a lot more than the either the Fun Cub or the ParkZone Cub. Presumably a lot of that's, I don't know, I suppose mainly because of the kind of foam he's made of, I don't know. He does have some other parts as well. He has a fairly substantial undercarriage with strings and struts and things, and I don't know, you know, he may have reinforcing rods or something. I don't know where all the weight comes from. With a little bit of wind getting up there. He's there, I have to keep compensating. He's definitely wants to go up a bit with that camera on his tail. I like the Cub a lot. This is not my favorite Cub, clearly. Make up your mind what you're doing. It's not a good idea there. I sort of started a maneuver, then decided, do I really want to do this maneuver? And that's, you know, That was what that mess was. It was me being indecisive. My thoughts are wandering a bit. I started a maneuver, then I thought, do I really want to do that maneuver in that position? And so I sort of stopped halfway, which is, you know, either you do it or you don't do it.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I may have stalled him a little bit there. Or it may have just been wind, I don't know. Something I wasn't quite expecting to happen happened. As things tend to. Let's see. That's full throttle. And because he really tends to go up in full throttle because he's out of trim up anyway, you know. Not now, I've slackened off the full throttle now, but that was full throttle. And I'm not quite sure how slowly you can go. Not as slow, probably not as slow as either of my other two Cubs, because he's not much different in size, and he weighs so much more. So his wing loading is going to be high. It's bound to be. Because he definitely...
4 minutes.
I should weigh planes, actually, I suppose, to see what they are, but... to weigh something like this, the only way for pretty much would be to stand on a scale and pick it up, because I don't have a scale I could usefully put him on that would weigh him. Not really. My eyes are not as good as they should be. I get cross-eyed and I can't see what's happening with the plane. I got a bit of sun in the edge of my eyes here, which is just, putting me off as well. Well, it gets on my glasses. I have to wear spectacles for this sort of thing. Take them off for FPV because that's really close to me, but I'm short-sighted, always have been. Well, and now I wear multifocals as well. I can see him fine there. I don't think it's really to do with my prescription. It's just, getting things in my eyes and whatever. Little bit of wind there rocking him about, and he doesn't have any kind of stabilization. I think I'm going to think...
Time remaining 3 minutes.
I'm going to think about bringing him in now, and the wind's getting up as well, which is unhelpful. The wind's definitely getting up a bit now. How far away are we? Judging distance, well, we're definitely over the runway now, aren't we? So we'll put him down. It's hard. I find it a little hard to judge. That's not another thing. My distance judgment is, he probably should taxi. He probably should taxi. Save me walking. Famous last words. Little hard to turn him on the ground with the... No, I can't. Well, he sort of taxis, but I can't seem to steer him on the ground properly. Maybe I don't know whether his steerable wheel's working properly. He moves, but I couldn't really steer him. I wouldn't say, I don't know whether I've ever really tried to taxi him before. Well, he does have. Yeah, he has a steerable wheel, but for some reason it seems to go to the right a lot more than it goes to the left, so I would probably have done better if I'd tried to turn him round to the right. Taxi test. Oh.
Throttle cut off.
Yeah. Yeah, see, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of hard to steer taxiing, and he prefers steering to the right to steering to the left. That seems to be it's just the tail wheel, I think. He seemed perfectly fine in terms of left and right trim in the air. It's just that steer. He'd had crashes obviously before I bought him. For example, you can see there's some repair there, and that's not me. That was I have not crashed this guy yet. Famous last words, but and his undercarriage is sort of kind of weirdly repaired with the springs there and things. Touch wood, I have not crashed this guy yet, so the crash repair that's on him is from before. So I've got a piece of Velcro on one side of the propeller. I don't know why they've done that. Balance, maybe? Seems to balance okay. It's hard to know with some of these things. I have done nothing to him except, you know, put a receiver in him and trim him out, essentially. Everything else is from before I had him. Oh dear. Well, we've got water on the lens of the Tactic. Hopefully that's just from landing. We'll turn him off now. Not, yeah. Okay.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Okay. Fair enough. We turn that off and we'll, yeah. We got water splashed, well, that taxiing as well doesn't help onto the lens of the drone view. Let's just have a look at the battery. 3200 milliamp hour, E-flight. Only flew him for what, about 6 minutes there. And we got 11.8. Yeah, 3.94. 3.94, 3.95, 11.8, 3.95 a cell. That was, as I say, 6 minutes. I've got the timer set to 8, so the timer's probably about right. The 8, you should be comfortable enough with the 8, with the 3200 3-cell, which seems to balance him fairly well as well. I just as soon use the 3200 for the weight anyway.